Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to go ahead and be a green, purple, yellow, well not yellow, orange kind of smoky eye look. Here is an up close of that. It's kind of somewhat similar to that green smoky eye that I did a while back. But this time, besides using browns, I went ahead and I used purples and a little bit of oranges. So this is that look. If you want to go ahead and continue watching, go ahead and do so. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram and Twitter at Ariel Celeste, as well as subscribe. And if you end up liking this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I think that's basically it. So let's go ahead and let's get started with today's video. Okay, so I went ahead and primed my lids as well as did my brows off camera. For today, the two products that I'm using for my brows, because I do have to go ahead and mix them, I'm using the Lancôme Brow Shaping Powdery Pencil in shade 04 Brown. This is just a trial size that I am testing out to see if I actually like it. This is that shade. It looks like really ugly because I've been using it so often. And then the other pencil that I've been using is the e.l.f. Brow Pencil in shade Dark Brown. It looks more like black. Honestly, it doesn't really look dark brown to me. And even the way that it shows up, it looks like black. So since it is a little bit too dark for me, and the 04 Brown in the Lancôme pencil is a little bit too light, I went ahead and I mixed them. That way I can go ahead and get a shade that's closer to my brows. For the concealer to carve out my brows as well as prime my lids, I've been using the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Total Coverage Concealer. That's what I've been using. To outline my brows, I've been using the shade 104, and that's just until I run out. So I go ahead and put this on top as well as the bottom of my brows, and then to go ahead and prime my lids, I've been using the shade 102 because it is a little bit lighter, so the color is going to show up a little bit more like defined whenever I go ahead and place the shadows down. For today's video, I'm going to go ahead and use the Morphe 35M palette. This palette was gifted to me by my dad over the break that I had. But yeah, let's talk about the palette. So this is what the palette looks like. It's really pretty. I absolutely loved it. I got it the weekend before Christmas. Not like the 22nd or whatever, but that following week, that weekend before, not the following weekend, the weekend before, like the 16th, 17th, whatever. And I got it like on a Saturday, Sunday. Me and Ken were driving back home on Monday, and I was like, you know what, I'm so bored because the drive was like 3 hours. I was like, you know what, I'm so bored, let me go ahead and swatch this palette. So while Ken's driving and I'm in the passenger seat, I'm swatching the palette, and I'm like, babe, look. And I could just keep showing him, and he's like, oh my god, that looks so amazing. So yeah, Ken approved this palette because of the shimmers. The shimmers are really nice, they're really pretty. I absolutely love them. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch a few for y'all. The shimmers are really buttery, and that's one thing that I do like. And the glitter, like the glitter specks and the shimmers don't look crazy. I'm swatching this orange one, this purple one, and then this little pinky red one right there. So this is Bright Eyes. This is what that shade looks like. Like, guys, look at that. Oh my god, look at that orange. So this is Bright Eyes. It is a really, really pretty orange. The shade is just so amazing. And the way that it feels, like the texture is really buttery. This is Grape Expectation. This is a purple color. This looks so pretty. It's so bright. Like, it's like a bright purple. It's so pretty. And then the next one is Color Persona. So it's like this pretty pink red shade. This is what that one looks like. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's kind of like a cranberry pinky red. These shades, like, they feel so buttery and so good. And the way that they are, like, just swatched, they look so nice. I absolutely love the shimmers. The first shade that we're going to go ahead and tap into is Peachy Keen. It's going to be the shade that's going to be right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a little bit. I'm not going to take a lot. Start off with this eye. And what I'm going to do is really place it into the crease. So placing it into the crease, kind of following my socket and blending it out. And I'm going to do it kind of lightly, making sure to tap off the excess because I do not want these shades to come up too dark, because we're going to go ahead and layer on a few different shades as well. So going in with this one as well, and I'm just following my eye socket, going back and forth, and then kind of blending out. The next shade that I'm going to go ahead and pick up is going to be Fired Up, and it's going to be this orangey color that's going to be right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and tap into it, and it's going to go right over the shade that we just put down. It's going to go right over Peachy Keen, and that's what's going to really make the look a little bit better. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it right over, kind of mixing it in. Making sure to really blend it in. Once again, following the crease of your eye and then blending out. And I'm going to kind of blend out like this and then kind of go up towards the brow. Not completely, I'm just taking whatever's left over and just blending it up. So that's going to be what it's looking like so far. It's really going to be orange, just kind of in that crease for now. And I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit, because a little bit while later after we cut the crease and put down the green, we're going to kind of go back in with a little bit more of a purple shade that's going to go right above the green and right in between the orange. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit more orange to it. Not really like crazy amount, but I'm really just going to go ahead and blend it in. And you kind of want it not like a burnt orange, but not like brown either. You kind of want it in between a burnt orange and a brown. So the next thing that we're going to go ahead and do is a cut crease. You don't have to necessarily do it like a cut crease, but honestly I would prefer to do a cut crease to make the shadow a little bit more defined. It is completely up to you. It is perfectly fine just to go ahead and make your own crease with that shadow. So using a flat concealer brush, and I'm going to go ahead and use the concealer BH Cosmetics Total Coverage Concealer in shade 102. I'm going to use shade 102 because it is a little bit lighter. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the back of my hand and cut my crease. I have cut my crease previously before in other videos, so if I decide not to put this in, I'm going to try to find the right video, that way y'all can know which one it is that I go ahead and cut my crease. What I was trying to do is really stick to using this palette, but I just realized that the green that I'm really shooting for with this look is not in this palette. So while I went ahead and got finished with doing my cut crease, I went ahead and I was looking at my other palettes to figure out which palette necessarily had kind of like the same vibe that I was trying to do, and of course Miss Jaclyn Hill's palette has it. I'm going to go ahead and mix these two shades right here, and this is the only two shades that I believe that I am going to go ahead and use out of this palette. So I'm going to mix the shimmer shade Pool Party and the shade Diva together, and it's going to give me that really teal green that I am shooting for. I'm going to go ahead and do it on the back of my hand, that way y'all can watch. So I'm going to go ahead and dip into this, just rolling my finger around, placing it down back here, and then I'm going to go ahead and dip into Diva and place it right over top, and just going to go ahead and mix those two shades in. So this is the type of shade that we were really shooting for. So it's kind of like a teal green type color. I did have a single shadow that I thought was going to be kind of similar to it, but it's really not. And I want to say this one is just so, like, I've had this one forever. So I'm like really scraping the top. But this one that I have is kind of more green. It's more like a seaweed green. So probably what I'm going to end up doing is just adding it. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add that one in there as well as a little bit darker shade. So I'm going to go ahead and add in Pool Party, Diva, and then Beach Cottage by City Color Cosmetics to create that green that I want. If you don't have the specific color, don't worry. If you do need to go ahead and mix in a few different shades, do that. You don't necessarily have to have this color. You can always find a alternate color to go with this look, and you can kind of see it at the end what color you think would go good with this look. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix those three. I'm going to place it right over top of the cut crease that we went ahead and we did. So I didn't go completely all the way. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is take the shade Black Magic. It's going to kind of go on the outer corner, just completing the cut crease of that green shade that we just placed down. Black Magic is more of a duochrome color. It is black with purple shimmers in it. So what I'm going to do once again is just take this flat smudger brush. I'm going to go ahead and take that black color and just slightly fill it in right there in that area. So what it's going to do is go ahead and intensify the look, and then from there we're going to go ahead and continue to intensify the look. So I'm just going to take it on the flat smudger brush. It's a very small flat brush, and I'm just going to take a little bit of it. And I'm going to place it right at the end to complete that cut crease. So I'm just kind of mixing it in, deepening the color, mixing it in ever so lightly, as you can tell. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is take a very small pencil brush, and we're going to go ahead and start to intensify the look. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch a few colors to figure out which color I want to use. So using that shader, that pencil brush, I'm going to go ahead and tap into the shade Power Slayer. It's going to be this purple, this deep plum purple that's going to be right there. And we're going to go ahead and pencil it in around the end of it. And it's going to go ahead and blend in with this. But we're also going to put it slightly on top. And this is that purple shade that I was talking about, how it's going to go ahead and blend in with everything else. So what we're going to do is just put this down first on both sides, and then we're going to use a regular brush to kind of blend it out, to kind of go out just a little bit. So I'm just using the brush to really go above the green and the black, that little black color, the Black Magic color. And this shade does have a lot of fallout, but the way that it's showing up, it does look good. It doesn't look like it's like patchy or anything. I don't notice anything. But once I'm tapping like the brush into the shadow, it does have quite a bit of fallout. Okay, so now what I'm going to go ahead and do is take that blending brush one more time, and I'm going to use what's already on there and blend it out. And tap the brush into there just a little bit to go ahead and intensify this outer corner, going in circular motions. The next shade that I'm going to go ahead and pick up is the shade FOTD. And I'm just going to pick it up because to go ahead and make this purple shade show up a little bit more, just add a little bit more of a color to it. Going back in with the small pencil brush, we're going to go ahead and pick up that purple shade again. And we're going to kind of go in over with that purple first, slightly going over. And then we're going to go in with that orange shade one more time to go over it once again. So grabbing a makeup wipe, I'm going to go right under it and we're going to go ahead and clean it up. If it looks crazy right now, don't worry about it, because once we put on lashes and everything, it's going to look way better. So now what we're going to go ahead and do, I'm going to add a thin line of liner. It's going to be the Seraphine Botanical Liquid Kohl Waterproof Liner. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down towards the lash line. That way my lashes blend in with. That way you won't be able to see the band of my lashes. So the lashes, like always, I'm going to go ahead and use is the Ardell Foaming Lashes in style 812. This is what they look like. I'm going to go ahead and use the Ardell Dual Lash Glue as well. I'm going to do this off camera and then I'll be right back. So I am back from putting on my lashes. Now we're going to go ahead and do the face. So I'm like literally out of this. I'm going to try to scrape what's left, but I'm using the Pond's Nourishing Cream Moisturizer. Guys, legit, if y'all see any dry spots, don't call me out on it because my face is so dry. I already know, so don't try to point it out. Now I'm going to use the Clinique Even Better Makeup Broad Spectrum in shade 25 Buff. I want to say they changed this to 16 Buff. I'm really not quite too sure. I was trying to find it the other day and I could not find it, so I really need to like figure out what's going on with it. So what I'm going to do is use my damp beauty blender. I'm going to spray it with the Pro Fix Illuminating Fixing Spray. Get a little bit more damp. I'm going to go ahead and start to blend this out. I honestly like this foundation. It is more like a medium coverage foundation, but it works really, really, really well. I do like to go ahead and build it up. It does go ahead and cover up my redness, which is one thing that I like because it's always been so hard for me to find a foundation that's going to go ahead and do that. Like, this is a foundation and then right here is my skin. And it just covers up that redness, so now you can't see no more redness. But I really like it. Look. There goes a dry patch, so don't call me out. I see it. Now I'm using the BH Cosmetics Total Coverage Concealer in shade 104. Fit bronzer, and I'm going to take the Precision 660 foundation brush. So now I'm using the Mannakadar Dual Split Pen highlighter. This is a highlighter that I always use. I really need to go ahead and either order a new one or find a new highlighter. I've been really wanting to try those Wet n Wild highlighters. I think it's Wet n Wild. Yeah, it is. That everybody talks about, those little pretty like highlighters. But I really want to go ahead and try those out. So I might go ahead and pick one up here soon, because this is what my highlighter looks like, and I'm kind of just, you know, scraping the pan for highlight. But it's okay, because I like to use everything before I go in and buy a new one. And I kind of did this quick. I'm trying not to take too much time. I'm also filming my unboxing, my Voxbox unboxing video. So right now I went ahead, I'm opening up my new Slip Tease. I woke up like this. I completely ran out of the first one that I've been using. So now we're going to go ahead and do the bottom lash line. For the bottom lash line, we're going to go ahead and take this shade of purple right here. It's going to be the Grape Expectations, and we're going to put that right into the waterline. I'm going to go ahead and use a flat concealer brush to place it right into the waterline. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it up on the flat concealer brush on the edge, and I'm going to place it right into that waterline. I necessarily do not recommend doing this. You can go ahead and do it if you want to, because the Grape Expectation does have flecks of glitter in it. So I don't want to say go ahead, do it, and then you end up getting an eye infection or something, or glitter ends up cutting your eye. So it is completely up to you if you want to go ahead and do that step. You don't have to. I know Marc Jacobs has an excellent line of waterline pencils. It's going to be the Marc Jacobs Highliner eye pencils. I do have one that I received from a Voxbox a while back. This is what that shade looks like. The glitter does not come off. The glitter, it's pretty stable. It does not get into your eye in any way, shape, or form. It's completely up to you if you want to go ahead and purchase that. I'm not sure if it comes in a purpley shade, the one that I'm using specifically for the look. You can definitely look into it. But yeah, that is an option if you're not completely comfortable with putting in that shade right into the waterline. It is completely up to you. Be cautious whenever you do it. So then now what I'm going to go ahead and do is take a flat angled brush, and I'm going to go in with a little bit more of that purple and put it right into the lash line as well. And then I'm gonna grab Power Slayer and put that right underneath the other one in that lash line. So that is basically it. Here is that close-up of the look. It's kind of like the green smoky eye that I did a while back, just a little bit different in certain aspects of it. But if you like this look, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure that to keep a lookout for more of my videos. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram and Twitter at Ariel Celeste. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. But yeah, I think that's basically it. So I'll go ahead and catch you guys in the next one. This is a purpley orange color. Here, purpley orange. But that's also the same place where I get my redness, so it kind of helps. Oh my god. Really? Studio Pro Total Coverage